Welcome to the PBE. You've probably heard by now, Urgot has received yet another buff. Last time he received a buff was patch 4.5. That was quite some time ago. This time, they paired mana scaling with his W, Terra Capacitor, his shield. Now, previously, I had kind of dismissed that sort of idea, pairing mana with his shield, because it seemed to be pretty overpowered. But I'm willing to try it out if Riot's willing. I have absolutely no qualms with this, and I look forward to it. So this is just heading on straight into the PBE and trying it out. So it's 5% scaling. It's not enough to break out the utility tree and make like Rise and start a Sapphire Crystal, but let's do that anyway and see how it goes. Now mind you, I get Terra Capacitor usually at level 4. Now, starting with Sapphire Crystal and with 9021 masteries, you get only 10 more HP on the shield at level 4 than if you went for a regular build. So, is it worthwhile? Probably not. But, I mean, it'll scale a little better into the late game, so might as well find out. Additionally, starting with the Sapphire Crystal. Cost effective, is it or is it not? So, we do have to take into account that it gives 200 mana. That's as much as 2 mana potions. You really might as well start with a bunch of mana potions and health potions. But if you really want to start with Sapphire Crystal, it does come with some perks. You're guaranteed to get tier on your first pack, or Catalyst if you want to go for something a little more unique. They're buffing Righteous Glory, and I can see that opening up into a very strong build path for Urgot, either as a rush item defensively, or as an item to pick up after Mana. I hope I have a laner in this game. I would really appreciate that. I mean, oh, window. Okay. In which case, it's very likely that if I started in top, around the top side, and Mundo leashed for. So then, I need to be wary of a level 2 gank. That's really not doing much to him. Doing a great old job at missing 99% of these, yes? So keep in mind, this being the PBE, it's not reflective of, well, it's not very reflective of meta. At least in the higher echelons of play. The people I meet in here, the people I face, come from all types of, all different lines of skill. So it's very interesting sometimes, the people that you meet. So you may have noticed that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Here we go. Come, Bane. Help us. Alright, that's enough. Ooh, Vi was in top lane too, so I evaded the gank and got a kill. So you definitely noticed by now that I took teleport. This was for a few reasons. Particularly, righteous glory. That is my goal. This is a Mundo lane, so honestly, even if I build for damage, it's very unlikely that I'll be able to kill him. So I'm going for something more defensive that will help out my team much more. I pick up a righteous glory, and then once we get into that roaming stage, just pop it, and it's kind of like Ghost, except it's 60% movement speed, and it's given to your entire team. And then it has a little Randuin's active. That slows more than Randuin's, but for 1 second less. Additionally, in the PBE, Righteous Glory just got buffed. It now gives 150 more mana than health than previously. And so I feel that it's at a really strong spot currently. And since Urgot's shield now scales with mana, it seems like a really strong build. And if you do take teleport, it makes up for his movement speed deficiency, especially given that it's on a 60-second cooldown. Now, it's clear that I won't be able to kill him, but that doesn't mean Mundo doesn't have to be careful. He has to evade most of my harass, and especially save that ultimate for moments like this, perhaps? Nope, Fi's not here. Okay. Where is she? Is she not? I can't tell. What's happening here? If you're alone, I'm willing to fight you. If not, get out of here. Oh, it's one of those Vayne players. Stop attacking. Your lantern. I don't know, maybe she does have a bit of a point. I haven't been observing enough to tell. Uh-oh. You really didn't ult there? That was strange. So, Catalyst is also a pretty good rush item, situationally. He waited until 10% health to do that. Not 10%, 1%. Jeez. So with no mana now, it makes sense to just recall. I'm gonna go for my Righteous Glory first. Oof. Okay. Alright, I'm getting Righteous Glory first so that I can rush on into team fights and make picks happen. And I don't really care about this lane. More mana will be up right after I finish Righteous Glory. It'll take a little bit of time to upgrade. Very good. So, one great thing about Urgot is that even when you're building full tank, his base damage is surprisingly high. I mean, it's nowhere near compared with if you built full damage. Like if I had a brutalizer right now, I can just feel it. But ooh, here we go. Whoa, that hook. Gotcha. Oh, I thought that was his tunnel. No! Bane! I'll defend you from the Krugs! Don't die. Whatever you do. Now, who needs boots when I have righteous glory? So, one thing about Urgot's shield now scaling with mana is that, you know, it feels like you don't really need to max it anymore. I mean, you get just as much health from the shield when building for a lot of mana than if you maxed it. So that frees you up to max Noxian Corrosive Charge instead. Of course, there are situations in which you'd still max Terra Capacitor as a secondary skill, but I feel like that's much less necessary now as Urgot top lane. Or jungle, or bot lane for that matter. In general, the only places that I used to max, well, the only place that I used to max Noxian Corrosive Charge second, after Acid Hunter of course, would be mid lane, because it's a short lane. You don't really have to chase enemies down, and it's also much easier to zone over there. Well, not necessarily. Disregard that previous statement, but did they just get another dragon? Yeah. It's also what King does in mid lane. He maxes Gravity King. He maxes Q and then E and gets Terra Capacitor only at level 8. But I imagine that with this set of changes, since shield is so much more efficient now, he'll probably switch it up. Probably get level 4 Terra Capacitor. Okay, his ult should be up pretty soon. Got his flash. Unfortunately, I didn't hit Noxian Corrosive Charge, so it was not to be. Now at this point, I can get my Mana Mune. It's still a little off. I'll be able to get boots as well. So once team fights break out, that Mirror Mana should be stacked. I'm going to guess it'll be done by about 18 minutes, maybe even earlier. By having so much mana from my Righteous Glory, I was able to stack up the Mirror Mana very quickly, very efficiently. Get him! Get him, boys! Something about Urgot's locked on Acid Hunter. It feels a little more abrupt now. Oh, okay. Alright, so Graves is probably somewhere pretty near. Yeah, he'll be flanking. Never mind. My diamond shot calling capabilities are no match for the bronze logic. Welcome to the PBE. But it's alright. I really like the added tankiness on Terra Capacitor. So it's at this point that you kind of hit an impasse. You can either go for, say, additional tankiness, especially in... Ooh, no, can't take it. Especially in Glacial Shroud into Iceborne Gauntlet, because with Righteous Glory you can just put yourself in there and it's great for initiating. But honestly, yeah, what you're looking for next is CDR. In general, I'd go for, as I said before, Glacial Shroud or Brutalizer. Brutalizer for more damage, probably into Black Cleaver for the team again, or Iceborne Gauntlet for the team fights. Because all that mobility, you'll be able to get those auto attacks off, and so it becomes very efficient. And it seems that I'm going to have to head bot lane because they've just decided to leave Graves alone. As the anti-carry, I believe it's my job to deal with this. Okay, they're probably going to back off. I'm going to imagine that they'll be at the repo. Uh-oh. I need another speed buff. Go! Ooh. Thank you. Did he go this way? He better have gone this way. Yes. Nope. No dashing over the wall for you, please. Please. No! He was in the range. If only I'd known where he was. Probably take the dragon then. So I went for Ionian boots because I was already really tanky, and with the Brutalizer and my runes and masteries, I want to hit 40% CDR, and that hit it exactly. I run 6% flat CDR. Sorry, 6 flat CDR glyphs, which is incredible in the early game. It's really helpful. Makes it so much easier to It makes it so much easier with 5% flat CDR to get Noxian Corrosive Charge and 3 Acid Hunter combos off in the early few levels. And I feel that it's really essential. But after that, I use 3 scaling CDR glyphs to supplement my mid-late game. 3 scaling CDR glyphs gives you 5% additional CDR, so that ultimately rounds out your build. Now, granted, I think in this game I may have actually run some improper runes just in my haste to get onto the PBE. Okay, instead of going for the Black Cleaver, I'm going to go for a Last Whisper, because clearly this isn't much of a team scenario, it's more so, well, solo queue. Supreme example of solo queue. I felt like I would be faster there. Much faster. That didn't quite work though.
Rampage.
They have no objective to push, so I can just get a turret, perhaps get another one. Oh, I know what I did this game. It's not that I run... It's not that I ran the wrong runes, but rather, since I used Ryze's 9021 utility tree, I got 10% additional CDR. So that's one perk of running the Ryze tree. I hadn't actually considered that. And so with that, you can probably go ahead and use different boots, and do a couple different things altogether, but then again, I feel that it's very experimental, and honestly, it's probably not the best choice. I mean, Ryze, he uses this because he scales immensely with mana. Urgot has one ability now that scales with mana, and that is a shield with a 5% mana scaling. When you think about it, when you put it into perspective, it really isn't particularly crazy. It's a nice quality of life buff that will definitely help Urgot out. But I feel that it won't, it's to supplement his damage rather than make it. It will supplement his power. So it probably won't create these new crazy builds, bring out different things that we're not particularly familiar with, but it may put the spotlight on a few builds that have already been strong and just needed to be shown, needed to be seen. I think that's where Righteous Glory comes in, and especially with the Righteous Glory buff, it gives 650 health now. That's incredible. It used to give 500, and it was still built left and right. So while I don't feel that the 9021 masteries are the way to go with patch 5.5 Urgot, I do think that Righteous Glory is definitely an item to consider. Here we go. Whoa! I'm afraid we do not have Vayne. That means it's time to go. Hey Vayne. You and me. Let's do this. Let's take them all. Oh. That didn't quite work. Yeah. So Bard is a very interesting champion. I had forgotten that his Q can bind two people together, effectively stunning both of them. That was somewhat my undoing. On top of that, it was also that I missed my Noxian Corrosive Charge when he moved through his little thingy over here. That was interesting. Thresh's fire alarm is on. There's smoke in his house? They put the fire out. There was a fire in his house. Wow. Now, it seems that they got Baron. That's very unfortunate. Oh, I wonder. He whiffed that. What the heck? How did he get over there so fast? What was that? Was it a distraction? Huh. I honestly don't know what I saw there. Okay, Graves was here recently. That's not what I want. Definitely not what I want. Bard's going to be a really strong CC champion. Very likely a roaming support, and I feel like my team's gonna love that. Whoa! Oh, Vayne just disappeared. Gotta be careful of Bard. Oh, that's CC. Graves as well. Wow, where are they? That doesn't make any sense. Ideally, Graves and Bard would probably be over there to help out Mundo. That didn't happen. Oh, I have a blue buff. Help! No? Okay. No, forget about that tower. Just push. There, never. Two of them are still dead. Got the target. Okay, where are the rest? Uh-oh. Run! We made it. Dragon's up. Wow, that looks different. That looks a weird spiral thingy. Shield's up to 126 additional health now. Doesn't seem to be, you know, like game breaking. Absolutely not. I feel like this is actually a really balanced buff. And I mean, if you compare it though, it's so much better than the AP, the health you would get from building the AP, or just it goes very well with the scaling. It scales up to about 200 something, maybe 240, and the health gained from independent scaling is almost equal. There. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Ah. Ah, the CC. Friggin' Bard. Stunned me again. I can tell Bard's gonna be a nightmare for Urgot. Especially in lane. Urgot was an 80 carry. Run! Oh, okay. So one caveat of the Righteous Glory active that I actually hadn't realized or noticed is that you gain the mobility only when moving toward enemies. Now, I suppose I overlooked this. So it's a brilliant initiation ability, but you still need some disengage. For that purpose, I feel that Ghost will still be, it'll still reign supreme in solo queue. Teleport would only be for those extreme team scenarios. Zonia's? Okay, I gotta play this carefully. Definitely not carefully enough. I absolutely should have waited for Vayne or Thresh. Thresh, whom I haven't seen move for a while. I just got a whole lot more interesting. Griffin has to choose between throwing out her computer out her window and continuing to play the game. Well, we have the dragon advantage. Ooh. Bard. He might initiate, so I can't head on to Mundo. And now I've got this. Haha. Alright. Mundo's coming. I still fear for my team. Can I do it? I think they can, I think they can! I'm coming! Yep, you got too close. The blunt flew far, far too close to the sun. It's one great thing about Bard. You know, he has some counterplay, some serious counterplay. With strong mechanical skill, you can flash his ultimate. Of course, you can do that with pretty much any ultimate, but it's great to know that it isn't a done deal. No, okay, 134 mana. That's the end result. Now, if I had gone for Iceborne Gauntlet, that would give me 500 more mana to work with, which would be pretty awesome, and work great for the Terra Capacitor build. But then again, honestly, I don't think you should build around the Terra Capacitor buff. Not necessarily. If you focus everything on mana, it definitely is going to play to your strengths in Muramana scaling and Terra Capacitor scaling. But then again, the scaling actually isn't very much. So I'd recommend going with the same regular 21 or 21 4, 21 3 4, whatever, the regular mastery pages, and consider Righteous Glory. Frozen Heart and Glacial Shroud are also incredible pickups, so don't forget about those. And if you do go for Righteous Glory, definitely consider the Iceborne Gauntlet path for the initiation and follow-up. So, that's that for the Urgot 5.5 PBE sort of overview. It's likely that Riot may actually be giving him a few more buffs. They may be lowering the CD on his ultimate, especially in the late game. That would be pretty incredible. And they may be increasing the scaling on some of his abilities. Those have been hinted at, but they haven't given any concrete information. Hopefully the buff or buffs come out in patch 5.5, but it may be that it's delayed for another patch, unfortunately. Then in any case, I'm really looking forward to the new Urgot, and thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.